The ANC veterans and stalwarts will be pushing forward with their National Consultative Conference despite the ANC having made it clear that the meeting does not form part of its processes towards the December conference. More than 700 people, including ANC members and civil society groups, are expected to descend upon Constitution Hill today. Last month, during the second National Veterans League conference, a decision was taken to follow through and hold this much-needed conference as described by the veterans. ANC stalwarts have been calling for the conference for more than a year. The calls sparked by the ANC's loss of key metropolitan municipalities during the August 3rd local elections last year, the Nkandla saga, and the release of the Public Protector's State of Capture report. The veterans attempted to ensure that a National Consultative Conference be convened by the party prior to its July policy conference to broadly discuss these issues, but the NEC resolved to hold an NCC as part of the conference. It was a proposal rejected by the stalwarts. The ANC's Murphy Marobe says it's important to continue and hold the NCC conference as the ANC finds itself in a crisis.
It has become a matter of absolute importance that all South Africans recognize at this moment the necessity to rescue their country and themselves from a parallel, secret, security-driven state which has consolidated in the last 10 years into an organized criminal order that willfully defrauds the state.
Professor Njabula speaking earlier at the conference. But let's get more now from our reporter who's covering this for us, Ntakwane Ngatane. She joins us live from Constitution Hill. Good afternoon to you. Ntakwane, we've got over 1,000 veterans expected there, among them the likes of Thabo Mbeki and Aziz Bahad. And we know for the veterans this is about protecting the Constitution. But what are they actually hoping to achieve that is tangible by the end of this gathering?
Well, good afternoon, Natasha. Yes, indeed, Professor Njabula Ndebele has just delivered what delegates here are calling a powerful keynote address on this theme that this conference is calling bringing back the dignity of the ANC and looking towards the future. He dealt with how the ANC should be addressing issues that may see it go extinct at this point in time. He dealt with how the ANC is dealing with itself in government, but he also drew parallels to what is happening here in South Africa and what is happening in Zimbabwe. But of course, we cannot ignore the fact that what is happening in Zimbabwe was in fact fueled in some way by what the veterans spoke out against in that country. And with us now is one of those veterans from here in South Africa, Sheila Sisulu. She will be heading a panel later on today. What do you make of what Professor Njabula Ndebele had to say today?
I think Professor Ndebele got us thinking. He was correct in all the points that he raised about the fact that the ANC, but in particular South Africans, need to reimagine, need to have a vision of a South Africa beyond 1994, that all of us have come this long way and have changed. And so the ruling or governing parties or party politics need to change. But they will change if ordinary people change as well and function outside of those political environments, function as nationals of South Africa, as South Africans.
But now, of course, we have had Secretary General Gwede Mantashe saying that this gathering here today is not an official ANC gathering, and those who come here come in their personal capacities. How do you, as a veteran, as an ANC member, see what happens here today going through for the ANC to listen to what you're saying?
Well, there are many people from the ANC here, not only the veterans, but ordinary members of the ANC who will be going to that conference in December, who will have heard, who will have engaged with civil society and amongst themselves. And they will raise the issues that we've been raising. Those of us who will be going to the conference will be in the conference. It is not necessarily always only to have official gatherings of the ANC. We have not always worked like that. Pre-94, when the ANC was not was banned, we still worked on matters of the ANC. And today, because there are problems in the leadership, with the leadership of the ANC, as we heard from Professor Ndebele, we, the people, need to stand up, need to be heard, need to make changes within the ANC, but really in particular within the country.
Thank you very much. That is Sheila Sisulu. She's one of the veterans who are here. And as you've said, Natasha, Thabo Mbeki is here. Other veterans like Gertrude Shope, who at one point was the president of the ANC Women's League, is here today. Many others are here today. We've seen former ministers, cabinet ministers, they're here today to reclaim the dignity, they say, of the ANC. And as Sheila Sisulu says, they are going to ensure that what they say here today reaches that conference that's going to be happening in December. And of course, we will have different panel discussions that will go on for the next 2 days, including issues of the economy of South Africa. Natasha.
Thank you so much for that. Interkwana Gatane live from Constitution Hill at that highly anticipated conference that the veterans are holding. We'll take a short break. Stay with us. More coming up after this.